it's Chloe and welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, it's so crazy to be like sitting here and doing a talking video with you guys. I feel like this video has been long overdue. I have some serious stuff to address in this video. I've got some exciting announcements. I've been seeing a lot of questions on my Instagram about like, Chloe, like we're so excited for you that you have CloeCouture, but you never really addressed your break and what you did during your break and why you were gone for so long. So I'm kind of just gonna use this time to address all of that and do a Q&A for you guys. But before we get this video started, make sure to give it a like, turn on my notifications if you haven't already, press subscribe, and comment down below any other questions you guys might have for me. If I don't answer them in this video, I'll be going through and answering questions once this is up. Okay, so I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram story, but I've actually been wondering, like, do you guys watch YouTube stories? Because I've recently been storying on YouTube, and I want to know, like, how many of you watch Instagram, how many of you watch YouTube, do you watch both? Let me know, because I'm curious. But the first question is, how are you doing mentally? I picked some, like, really intense questions for this video. So, long story short, like, if you ask me right now if I am happy, I would probably say, I don't really judge myself on being happy as the goal. Like, I don't really care for being happy per se. I care more about having a consistent state of joy as my natural state. As for my happiness, sadness, that definitely fluctuates because I'm going through almost like a re-grieving, I guess, and I'm going through a time where I'm kind of like allowing a lot of emotions that I blocked out to come back up and resurface and to deal with them now. At the age I was when I lost my mom, I was not mentally capable of handling the pain. And I think now that I'm older and more mature emotionally, I can handle just some of those deeper pains that I blocked out. So I guess mentally I am going through a re-grieving, I would say, and I'm going through a time where I am feeling everything very deeply. I cry about like once a day, but I'm not sad, like I'm not like in a state where I'm sad. I'm just in a state where I'm feeling a lot of things, and I'm so grateful that I'm feeling a lot of things because I think for a while I was feeling nothing. I was using YouTube as a coping mechanism, and I was using YouTube to kind of like block out any emotions because I was so invested in my work that like I could not even think of anything else. Now that I look back at the time, I realized that that was my way of coping with things at that young age when I didn't feel like I was mature enough to handle these emotions. And so I'm grateful that I blocked everything out because it all makes sense to me now why I did that. But on the other hand, I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. I am so grateful that I am experiencing so many emotions, good and bad. I'm just experiencing emotion, and I think that's part of the beauty of life and the beauty of this human existence is to be able to feel things deeply. And going from a state where I wasn't feeling much, like it's amazing to feel and to like feel love and compassion and to feel sadness for other people. Like I think during this process of my break, I've definitely become a bit of an empath, so I feel deep sadness that other people are feeling, and I also feel like really happy energy that someone else is feeling, so I'm kind of very energetically sensitive, and I'm feeling everything, and that's why I am no longer watching really sad movies or really scary movies because it just affects me too much. But I don't want anyone to take this as like that I'm sad. Like I am so happy right now that I'm feeling so many things. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying. I know it's a bit confusing. Yeah, that's how I'm doing mentally. Yeah. Do you feel that anything toxic is inside the YouTube community right now? I wouldn't really say toxic. I would just say I think YouTubers, we all kind of vibe off of each other's energy, and when the platform as a whole is thriving and everyone's feeling super excited and pumped up, you know, the top creators are feeling pumped up, it kind of is like a big ecosystem and it feeds all the other creators and you're all kind of feeling the same energy. And I think the energy on YouTube as of right now is a little bit low. I think a lot of the top creators are feeling creatively not fulfilled, which kind of like trickles down and is kind of making the platform as a whole feel that energy. I mean, I don't know, that's just my perspective on things. I feel like a lot of the girls and people that I know in YouTube are like feeling the same kind of way, and it makes sense because we're all similar, very creative, very like passionate people. So when like some of our friends are feeling a certain way, I think it can all just gravitate. As for me, when it comes to YouTube, I'm feeling pretty good about YouTube right now. I'm excited to be posting again, excited to be sharing this world with you guys. And I actually think this is a really great time if you are a small creator to work really hard and build yourself up right now, because I know that a lot of like the bigger creators are not feeling as passionate about creating content. So this is your time to slide in and get really big. Do you work out every day? I was going through a phase where I did work out every day. Like when I was super intense about YouTube, I was also super intense about working out. I think that's kind of how I am in my life. If I'm intense about something, I'm kind of just intense, and I'm in this like insane like hustle grind. Like I don't want to do anything except work and grind and be the best. Good morning, everybody!
Workout Chloe. Who's like, I gotta work out! Adam, you better eat that whole wheat bread!
And that's kind of where I was before my break. So I was like that with fitness too. So I would come home from, 10-hour shoot day, and it'd be like 9 or 10 p.m. and I would still go to the gym. During my break, I like stopped working out for a long time, and then I kind of like am now in a good place where I feel like I have a lot more balance. Fashion or comfort? It's so funny because in my videos, I like try to put on like a whole little thing that I'm fashionable, but if you see me in real life, I will be in workout clothes, leggings, sweatpants, a cozy sweatshirt. Like especially during my break, I went through this phase where I think I was like, I don't want to wear anything tight or sparkly or uncomfortable. I boycotted jeans, and basically I only wore like long tie-dye hippie skirts. I was hardcore like in this mental state where I felt like tight clothes were restricting me. I only wore flowy clothes and I refused to wear anything else. Like you'd see me like out at a bar with some friends in like my long like flowy tie-dye skirt. Honestly, during my break, I went through a very intense like spiritual transformation, and I kind of went like way onto the other side of myself. Like I think I just needed to be extreme in the sense that like I wanted to completely disassociate myself from CloeCouture. So I kind of just went like deep into another part of me, and I'm gonna talk about that a bit more when like I go over my break, I guess. Yeah, it was very interesting. Okay, I got a bunch of questions about my break, so I'm just going to kind of give you guys a little story of what I did during the 6 months that I was gone, because I think a lot of you guys are wondering what really happened, what really went down. It wasn't just Cloetopia that was happening, there was a lot more happening. I will kind of start with the beginning. When I first took that break, I was in this very intense mindset, and I think I had just like lost myself completely. Like I didn't know who I was anymore aside from like CloeCouture. I think I had become so associated with my YouTube channel that I had lost my identity. I just needed to go on a search to find it again. The beginning of my break, I went on a week-long meditation retreat with no service. It was amazing. It really just kind of like opened me up, and I think I was also going through some grief at that time, and I needed to just like be open to receiving it. I just kind of like discovered so much more about myself, and that kind of kick-started my break into this like spiritual awakening. And then I ended up traveling the world. I visited my cousin who was backpacking around like Asia. So I visited her in Vietnam for like 2 weeks and then Bali for a month. Both of those times I went and I just packed a backpack, like only a backpack, just with the essentials, and stayed in hostels. And if you don't know what hostels are, they're basically like group living for travelers. I have experienced luxury when it comes to traveling, like going on these amazing YouTube trips, staying in amazing mansions, but I think I just wanted to like be a real person for a second, like just experience life without CloeCouture. So I deleted Instagram. I mean, not like publicly, but I deleted Instagram and YouTube from my phone. I didn't want to go on social media. I didn't want to go on my phone at all. I just wanted to be present in the moment and just find myself apart from everything. And I really, truly believe I did. And I found out so many more things that I love to do. I've been really into meditating recently. I basically need it now. Like I can feel when my body like needs to meditate. And I actually got really into guiding meditations. It comes very naturally to me, and I just kind of feel the energy of the room, and I can guide a meditation, and it's really magical, and I love to do it, and it kind of just happened naturally. I was actually like kind of in a funny way guiding a yoga class, and then I like turned it into a meditation, and then it felt amazing, and then the rest of that trip I just continued to randomly guide meditations in beautiful places. It might be a cool thing for me to do with you guys if you would be open to that, maybe guiding a meditation over video, and you guys can sit there wherever you are in your room or whatever and just close your eyes and like be there with me. I thought that would be something really special, but obviously it's so out of the box of what I'm doing, so if I did do anything like that, it'd probably be on my vlog channel, so you guys can subscribe. That's where I'm gonna be posting more like personal things, I guess, and just experimenting with that other side of me. But for right now, I kind of want this channel to stay what it is because I really enjoy like the happy content that I make on here. So my break was just kind of full of like exploring and adventuring and going deep inside myself, and I think the biggest thing I learned from my break was following my intuition and learning how to trust it and understand it and listen to it, because for a long time with YouTube I was young and I felt like there were so many things that people could use to manipulate me or get inside my head, and now I'm in such a place where I know exactly where I'm headed, I know exactly what I want to do, and no one can stop me, and I can like finally have like inner peace because I feel like I understand myself. And if you're a YouTuber watching this right now thinking about taking a break, I highly recommend it. It was the best decision I've ever made. It wasn't easy because I was at like, I guess, the peak of my YouTube career and I just wasn't feeling fulfilled, so I knew that I needed to do something for myself, and there was a lot behind the scenes that you guys didn't see when it came to dealing with stuff about the break. Like I had to let go of employees, and there was just a lot of stuff that surrounded that made that decision even harder. Now coming out of it, I can definitely say that it was 100% like the best thing I've done. I saw a bunch of questions on why I took a really long break, and I was doing YouTube for 7 years without a break. Like, that's a long time. Do you know any ways to deal with anxiety and depression? I definitely have been struggling with anxiety this year a lot more than I ever have, and I think for me the best thing has been meditating and just being in nature. Like for me, whenever I feel anxious, I know that I just need to go and be outside and breathe fresh air and have the sun on my skin, and just being in nature just kind of roots me and reminds me that whatever I'm stressing out about is not as big as it feels in my mind. I think the fact that we are here on this earth is so rare. It's like 1 in 100 billion. That number is probably really wrong, but the fact that we are here alive, like we made it, is so insanely rare. When you go outside, you're in nature and you're looking at the earth and you're like, oh my god, I'm here. That kind of just puts things into perspective for me and just makes me not as stressed. When did your dad get remarried and how did you feel when that happened? So I actually did get a lot of questions about my dad and my brother, because I just kind of started posting stuff about my brother without really explaining how it all happened. I think a lot of you guys were really confused, which is understandable. But before I get into this, I want to show you guys a few clips of my brother because he's so cute. Oh my god, he's so cute.
Hello, Ezra.
Oh. Hey. Okay, so anyway, the backstory with that is my dad just wanted to be with someone, and I think that's completely understandable after like being with my mom for so long. Like he didn't want to be alone, and I understand that. And I think for anyone who thought that he got remarried too soon, it's just like not their place to say because you have never experienced what he is going through. And I think that's something that like I just understood immediately is like, I don't know what he's feeling and what he's going through. So if he feels like remarrying is what he needs to do, then like I support him and I just want him to be happy. I love Alicia, his new wife. She's amazing. And I have 2 new stepbrothers, Sam and Rhett, and they're awesome, and we have a half-brother together, which is really cool. I think like it kind of just brings this whole new family together. And at first when I found out that my dad was having a baby. Obviously, it came as a shock. It was a little crazy. But it wasn't until I actually held Ezra in my arms that I realized like how beautiful having a child is and having like a baby around. I have gone through a lot of grief over the past few years, like even beyond my mom passing away. You guys don't know about all the other family members and friends that have also passed away in my life. I've gone through a lot of death in a short amount of time, and seeing life and how beautiful life is kind of like click something in my head about the journey of life and death and how it's a beautiful cycle and we should celebrate life. And it just made me like just see things from a different perspective, and I had so much love for him. Like I literally have so much love for him. I did not know I could have that much love for a being that I didn't know, and it was just amazing, and I love him so much, and I'm really happy for my dad, and I'm really happy to have more family because I think family's the best thing in the world. The more the merrier. And on that note, Mia has some very exciting news for you all.
Hello, hello.
Show them the news. Show them the real news. 1, 2, 3. Mia's pregnant! Oh my god, she looks like a little pregnant Barbie. Wow.
So this is the news.
Oh my god. Yes, and guys, this is not a prank. She's actually pregnant. But we have a little baby entering our family. Anyway, she is in love.
I'm in love.
Has this very serious boyfriend, and they are pregnant. She's 4 months pregnant now, so almost
the size of an avocado.
Almost halfway through the pregnancy. Make sure to go to her channel. She doesn't have any stuff up yet, but she will be posting some like videos about pregnancy, like open chats, hopefully, about like her experience and what she's going through. We are about to film a video where we try Mia's weird pregnancy cravings. She's had so many just like odd cravings.
They're really good though.
And that video will be going up next Friday, so make sure to watch that and comment below what you think the gender is. We're going to announce it in the next video.
Baby, one day when you're watching this, I love you. Mommy loves you.
Oh. Okay, baby, if you're watching this one day, I just want to let you know that I love you, and I knew your gender right away. I just knew it.
That's true.
I'm so excited to meet you.
Auntie Chloe.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. If you could go back and tell your 13-year-old self something, what would you say? This one is actually so crazy because I think about this all the time, because me right now, my 21-year-old self is literally living my 13-year-old self's wildest dreams. Like I am living her dreams. But sometimes I forget that. I think sometimes like I get caught up in things and it becomes so normal. This is my life now. So all of those things that seem so exciting are now just like my life. Sometimes I literally wish that I could switch lives with 13-year-old Chloe for the day and have her like living my life right now, because she would just be like so excited to have this amazing playhouse to film in, and to have makeup companies sending her free makeup, and having her own apartment, and being able to grocery shop. Like that was something that like I thought was so exciting when I was 13, like being able to grocery shop and buy furniture and like all the stuff that like I do and are now just like adult things. And I just want to remind future Chloe, if you're watching this, to remember that this Chloe has all these giant dreams, and if you're achieving them, don't forget her. Remember to just be excited about everything, because you can have all your wildest dreams, and that's awesome. I actually just made a video like a few days ago to my future self in 5 years, because I have like all these new goals and stuff, and I just kind of wanted to like be able to look back on the video and remember like where I was at that time, and like feel all that excitement if it's lost, you know. But speaking of that, I wanted to tell you guys that I am basically deciding to begin my music career. This is all very vague right now because I have no plans to release music anytime soon. It's pretty far away, but mentally I have understood that like it's starting, and I have begun writing music, and right now I'm just kind of writing music on my own, literally in my apartment, just like making making melodies and lyrics. It's been the most like passionate work that I've ever done, and I'm using all of these like emotions and grieving and everything and putting it into my writing and putting it into my music. I'm so excited about it, and I know that this is what I'm meant to do. A few of you guys asked me about glitter merch. I really want to make glitter gang merch. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram story, but if you did, I was just talking about how like I really wanted to change the name of the fandom from Clovers to Glitter Gang, because I am just a glittery girl. Like, we all know that. Like, I wear glitter all the time and I'm obsessed with glitter. I actually had like a little friend group at Coachella a few years ago, and we were like calling ourselves the Glitter Gang. It just feels right to me. So comment below and let me know if you guys want some Glitter Gang merch. Where my Glitter Gang at? Where you at? What is something embarrassing that has happened to you while filming a video in public? For some reason, the singing one was the most embarrassing, which is so crazy because I've done some like wild stuff in videos. Like, I've covered my entire body in glitter or like run around acting like a Disney princess. But I think this one was the hardest because it was just me. Like, I didn't really have like a costume or like a character. It was more just me. And singing in that coffee shop, there was like basically like 20 people sitting in the coffee shop doing their work or reading a book, and it was very quiet. And I walk in there with Travis holding the camera and Kalia my microphone, and I just start singing my order to this lady, and it was so awkward. Like, I think that was like the most awkward moment of my YouTube career so far. Hello. Could I please get a iced coffee? Sure.
Anything else, Breena?
What is the best advice you have to young girls figuring out who they are? Even if you're going through times that feel awful in the moment, those are the times that you will grow the most from. The phase of my life where I moved to a new school and I had no friends and I sat alone eating lunch, my YouTube was born out of that phase in my life. Like, my career was born out of that phase. I look back at that time and I'm so grateful for it. If you're struggling mentally, or if you're struggling with finding friends or having your friend group, any sort of struggle in your life, remember that light comes out of darkness. You are just experiencing life. I think all parts of life are beautiful, even the dark parts. Do you celebrate all of the Jewish holidays? Yes, for those of you who don't know, I am Jewish. I'm kind of like the designated Jewish YouTuber at this point, because I have like my Vlognica, I have my Hanukkah hauls, and a lot of people have told me that like I was the person they went to see like Jewish content, like I go to Israel. So anyway, yes, I do celebrate all of the Jewish holidays. I actually go home for Passover and for Yom Kippur usually, or Rosh Hashanah. My dad is pretty religious. I go to services, kind of follow all those like big high holidays. And Passover is actually my favorite holiday because it feels like the Jewish Thanksgiving. Like, it just feels like there's so much tradition. It's so sacred and it's just fun. Like, my cousins and I and my family, we actually have so much fun celebrating it. It's like the one time of year where majority of us try to go home and see each other. So I just really appreciate Passover, and I do enjoy all the Jewish holidays. What was the biggest inspiration for CloeCouture? If you don't know what CloeCouture is, I'm going to link the tour below, but that's where we are right now. The biggest inspiration design-wise, I think, was a mixture of iCarly's bedroom, cute candy pop-ups, or like, oh, Museum of Ice Cream. The pink kitchen was inspired by kind of like Barbie, and then also a bunch of it was inspired by just like my childhood dreams. So yeah, it's just like a big mix of like fun. Last time you cried, I think it was yesterday during my massage. I went and got a massage and she literally like destroyed my back, and it was so painful. I think there were like slight tears coming out of my eyes because it was so painful. Are you going to do any more singing videos? I've been having fun with these like silly singing challenges, but when it comes to like real singing videos, I might want to do some covers just when I'm like feeling them. I know that I really wanted to do a cover of A Star Is Born when it came out, but I also was like in my break and it just wasn't the right time. But like, if there's just a song that I feel really attached to, I kind of just want to do some like acoustic natural covers. Like, I think they're really beautiful. Let me know if that's something you guys want to see. I don't know, because I know like my content on here is typically so like pumped up. I would just be worried that like people wouldn't enjoy it, but let me know. Do you ever go back to your videos from 13, 14 and rewatch them because those were the days? Yes, I do that all the time. Like, I'll go and watch my videos. It's so cool. It's like I'm reliving and and re-experiencing my like 14-year-old life. When I'm 50, I can look back at these videos and be like, oh, that's what I was like when I was 21. It's just like priceless to be able to have that. Would you ever get hypnotized again? Oh my god, I never really like talked to you guys about the hypnosis videos. If you remember, like at the end of summer, I made some videos with a hypnotist. We did some like silly challenge videos on my channel, but then for his video, we did a past life regression. Now looking back at it, I don't think I was ready spiritually to do something like that on its own, but to add to it, being on camera, having a crew of people watching, and having it put out to the world. Okay, that video almost has like 200,000 views. To know that that many people have seen me in that vulnerable of a state, I think like hypnosis is extremely vulnerable, and you really have to trust the person you're with, and you have to feel comfortable, and I did not feel comfortable. The whole thing just kind of like made me feel really uncomfortable. After that, when I was on my break, I actually did a hypnosis meditation with someone. It was actually with a group. It was amazing, incredible, one of the best meditations I've ever done, but it was so different because I was so comfortable and there was no pressure. I just think it's really hard to get into a state of hypnosis with that kind of pressure, and I ended up going through something pretty traumatic when we filmed that video, but like didn't know how to digest it at the time, so I think the whole process was really too intense for me at that time. I noticed that you guys have been asking a lot of questions about my mom. I think I could possibly want to make a separate video about that, like answering some deeper questions when it comes to like how I'm doing right now with all of that and my grieving process. It's honestly like too hard to like get into all of it right now. I'm still kind of like working through whether I want to talk about all that stuff online because it was just really hard. I still don't know if I'm like ready to talk about really deep emotions like that. And that is it for this Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to check out the next video we're shooting. We're actually about to go shoot it right now. I'm going to be trying Mia's weird pregnancy cravings with her. She has had some wild pregnancy cravings, seriously, and we're gonna go try them, and we're also going to reveal the gender to you guys. So go check out that video if you want to see, and remember to follow me on Instagram and Twitter and all my other socials if you want to stay in the know of next time I'm doing a Q&A, so you can ask a question. Or remember, you can ask anything in the comments and I'll be responding to some. That is it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.